In the second episode, we will talk about few things. Um, Screen direction is one thing we should know. Screen direction, the importance of rehearsal, and then you are going for a shoot, and how much you are keeping from the rehearsal, and how you are playing it as a game, or you know, you are just starting your shoot and you are doing takes. You are choosing the best ones. Then, when we talk about cinematography, that is the capturing part. During the shoot, you are capturing the scenes, and you are shooting. But also, when you are shooting, you're having this thing in your mind, that is, you are directing the audience. So there is the script, and you are visually representing the script, and you are directing the audience. That's why we talk about, if you look at composition of a single frame, when you talk about photography or painting, you will see that directing the eye of the viewer and directing the audience in terms of emotions and storytelling, the experience they should have. So that is our job as filmmakers, and particular people are doing particular things. Cinematographers are capturing it in such a way so that it is doing the thing. Visually, it is directing the audience. They are enjoying the mood. They are creating mood using lighting, using composition, using movement. They are telling something regarding the story. Then, we are not keeping cinematography and editing separate, because we will talk about pacing as well. Pacing is an important thing, and how we are looking at the pacing of a scene and what it can do to the story. So those things, imagination can play a big part. So imagination, because sometimes about the subject you are going to make a film on, you are doing your research. Sometimes that you have studied, you have done a lot of research, you have had a lot of experiences. Then your imagination is playing a huge role. When you are visually representing it, when you are telling the story, imagination is playing a huge role. And that is what we do in filmmaking. So it's a significant part. So, poetry, philosophy, brush, camera, these things we talk about. But I want to mention few things today. Should we keep those 30 seconds in that movie, or these few frames here? That is a big decision. Few frames, 15 seconds, 30 seconds we are going to keep in that movie. And that is conveying something regarding the story. It is containing info regarding the narrative, characters, events, time and place, whatever be the thing, a little short. Should we keep that there? Editing decision, directors can take the decision, because that little thing can convey a big thing regarding the story. We have shot the footage, we have the footage, then when we are looking at what we have shot, we can pick something from that. Maybe the shot we have taken is of 10 minutes, but we chose few seconds of it so that it conveys something regarding the story. So a shot, when we are capturing a shot, it is containing some info. When we are having a sequence, so a shot is containing info, a sequence is containing info. Now it can be of seconds, it can be of minutes, it can be shot from different angles, points of view, vantage points. It can be shot using a single cam, using multiple cams. And why do we choose to do that? Is it easier in management? Is it our directing style? Is it easier in management that we have these cameras and we want to shoot this amount of footage, coverage we want to do? So we are using these cameras, from different points of view. We are capturing few things, and then we have the shots ready. So achieving a goal in schedule, or that is the thing we are comfortable with, using multiple cameras. It's a tough thing. Not many people can do that, but if you know how to do that, you can play with it a lot. You are covering different angles, and you are helping the schedule optimized, and you're playing with different things. Multiple shots you are capturing from different things. Different shots you can take. One can go for close up, one can go for long shot, one can go for a conversation. Using multiple cameras, you're doing that. Then when you have the editing table, when you're going there, then you have different shots, taken from multiple cameras. So different ways we can do that. But it is contributing to the story ultimately. So what is required from a scene? What is required from a scene? Emotional things we need, the mood, something part of the story, and what is required from the scene. So those things. And the acts, if you want to arrange it in that way, or significant moments in the narrative. So if you want to arrange it in acts, then it is in acts. And significant moments of the narrative, that these are the moments people will remember while watching the movie, and significant moments, that means something is happening and things are changing, progressing, and significant elements and moments. Now, genres, when we talk about genres, drama is requiring something. When we are shooting drama, epic is requiring something. And there are other genres, if when you are going for action, a lot of action happening. But generally, when we talk about great movies, you will see that multiple genres are happening together, So, scope for different things, whatever is required for that particular scene or that particular thing. But still, you will see that some people are calling it as action movie. It is having a lot of action, epic battle scenes, things are there. Then drama, and the right amount of drama, and just the conversation, or something, characters are there, drama is there, but still a lot of things are happening in the scene or in the story. So info about the narrative, some info, characters, events, time and space, place. So and also impromptu scenes we can add. First of all, if something is not in the script, we can play with the dailies, and the short footage. So if something is not in the script, we can go for the dailies, something we have shot, then later, we are taking it and we are using in the editing table the short footage. And with editing, we can convey what was needed for the story. If impromptu scenes are needed, it can be added. Like I told, the shots, little moments you can put there so that it conveys something that is not in the script, but it is needed. Or maybe those are lines, but with the shots you are playing in a different way so that it is conveying the idea of the script, but in a visual way. Info, more info. So a long duration movie, can it be shorter, using the editing techniques? We are playing with the editing techniques, invisible art. We are playing with it without compromising the idea, what you want to convey through the story, Maybe sometimes when you are telling a story with 3 hours duration, that particular story, not every story. Sometimes you need 3 hours for a particular story, but sometimes, a 3-hour story can be, little bit cut short, and maybe 2.5, 2:45, whatever is required for that particular story, and you will see it will have a lot more impact. So what we wanted to convey through the movie, what we wanted to convey in the script, that will have a lot of impact. So there are things like that. But directing the audience is a big thing. And gradually we will talk about all these things. But, if I talk about cinematographers, different cinematographers, as different cinematographers will go for different things. You will see that the choice of cinematographer can be a big deal, because some people will go for the visual poetry. Maybe the script is requiring that. Maybe your directing style is requiring that. Maybe for that particular movie you require that. It can be like that. But sometimes, there are crazy cinematographers who are bringing the crazy elements in the cinematography. You choose accordingly. Sometimes people are very detail oriented and you want to work with those people, Tiny little details, nuances, very meticulous about what is there, in the scene. And the thing is, sometimes we know whatever we require for that particular story, or maybe what we can bring as a cinematographer. You will see that many people know that if you tell them to do something, they will bring up something. They can work with that and they can bring up more things, so that we can work on that. And you will see that that will enhance the story in a much better way. But interpretation of the script, then how you are guiding the cinematographers, and then they have their things, but you are choosing to do a particular thing for that particular story, so you are guiding them accordingly. And they are also doing a lot of creativity and innovation, and they are bringing their own stuff, and eventually we have the story. But there is a lot of scope for improvisation and playing with things, not the mundane way, but we can improvise, we can play with things without compromising the idea of the script. But that's what, a cinematographer can bring a lot, a director can guide, and a composer can bring a lot, the sound designer can bring a lot, because sometimes you will see that a little bit of sound design can change the movie. Maybe one movie was not using that kind of dialogue editing, but and sound design, playing with the sound. It was not there, but it can change the movie, the way you can play with it. Same with cinematography, but cinematography is consisting a large part, so it is the entire movie you are watching visually on screen, so it is consisting a large part. But things, the way you are using the score, the way you are using sound design, the way you are using acting, nuances in acting, guiding the actors, getting performances from the actors, little things, but that can make a huge difference. And how you do that, how you tell the people, and how you bring their best, from them. So that's why we need to discuss, we need to talk. And you will see that people can do the research, people can work on that. They start with something, you have, an idea what they can bring to the film. But then you guide them accordingly. You do the research, you guide them with materials they can look at, they can have their own preferences they can bring. And then we work on the story we are trying to tell. So, but cinematography is not just a visual thing you are watching, it's a visual idea we are capturing and we are conveying the story. But together with all these things, a cinematographer can make huge impact to tell a story, and with other elements as well. So again, I will say the script, it is something is there in the script and we are shooting it, but in editing table also we can play a lot. So in editing table we can change the movie a lot, provided we are planning accordingly. We have shot these footages, and if something is required, we are again shooting something, depending on the requirement. But if we have, we have the movie, because we are shaping the movie in the editing table in a great way. So, with editing techniques, you can play a lot. So maybe you have shot in a different way, but with post-production, with editing, you are playing with a lot. So, different things, different requirements, different stories, different working styles. But sometimes you will see that you want to experiment with new technology. You want to experiment with new ways of telling a story. But, you have your experience with you. You have, a great way of telling a story. You can tell a story in a great way. Then, the technology can enhance. Sometimes you choose not to do using particular technology, and you have your, preferences, you have your reasons for doing that. So, and if you do that, then the cinema will have it. So, the entire storytelling and music. And we talk about music and dialogues We talk about music and camera, cinematography, grayscale, the tones, shadows, midtones, highlights, and the black to gray, the shades of gray. We talk about all these things, and a particular frame can have music. That picture you are capturing, or that painting, can have some music, and the visuals can have music. So that is why we are talking about Candid Cinematography Adda Season 2, so that we think about all these things again. And what is the reason we create art? And what is the reason we make movies? We tell stories. We choose to do a particular movie. And we want to make it in this way. So we can play with it a lot. But, cinema. And when we make great movies, people will be inspired from that, and they will want to make their own movies. And we will contribute to cinema, and entertainment as well. But cinematography, not only for entertainment, though we are providing a lot of entertainment, but a huge part in storytelling. And the more you appreciate, the more you can do it by appreciating, you can do it by doing, you can do it both, And there is so much to do in movies yet. We haven't discovered much. There is so much to do. But whatever we have discovered, if we introspect, if we go through that, you will see that we will find ways. We will find ways to tell our stories in different ways. We will be surprised by the innovation that took place over the years, and how we can get inspiration from that. So these are the things once in a while we can go for. Thank you.